everyone, welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is who is thinking of you? Whose mind are you living in rent-free? Who's been thinking about you a lot, thinking about reaching out to you? What are they thinking about you and who is it? So there are 4 piles to choose from. I suggest selecting the pile that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 2, the 9 of Swords, because the setup of this bed and this quilt reminds me of when I used to visit my dad when I was a kid, and he had a bed for me that looked almost just like this, like in the corner, facing the same way with this really old quilt on there. And I hated being there. So the facial expression on this card reminds me of that. I will put the timestamps in the description down below, so feel free to pause the video now and select your pile, and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, the Knight of Pentacles, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 3 of Swords in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles, the Moon, the King of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. For your archetype cards, we got Child, Magical, and Hedonist. All right, my pile 1. So who is thinking of you? We start off your spread with this 3 of Swords in reverse, and I believe that this represents your energy towards this person. The 3 of Swords upright indicates heartbreak, but in reverse, it almost feels like more minor. And this card is represented by the 3 Fates. So to me, this feels like an issue with timing, or just like it just didn't quite feel right. And I think for you, you're pretty much over this person. This does feel like a romantic situation, like someone that you dated in the past, or maybe even just had a fling with or had a crush on. But for you, it feels like you're pretty much over this. You feel like it didn't work out. It is what it is. The things that are meant for you will come to you. And you are being represented by this Queen of Pentacles that's next in the spread. And this particular card represents the goddess Juno, who in an astrological chart is the asteroid that represents like your future spouse. So I feel like for a lot of you, this person that is thinking of you sees you as like marriage material. And that's one of the reasons why they're thinking of you so much. I feel like they fumbled. Like I feel like very strongly that they just were not living up to the expectations that you have for yourself and in your relationships. And because of that, you kind of moved on, and now you're at a place where you're over it, but they're still hung up because they realize that they fumbled you. And they do see you, like I said, as marriage material, because the Queen of Pentacles is this card that is very like nurturing and stable and rational, and someone that you can put a lot of trust and loyalty into, and they will take care of you. They take care of the people that they love, and they're very generous and giving. But the Queen of Pentacles is also someone who's not afraid to establish boundaries. So I think that is really the case that's happened here. And you are kind of thriving without this person. You are on your throne. Other people are offering you new things. If you look at this card, Juno on this card is being offered a baby, which represents new life, new things in your life. So you have been offered a lot of opportunities, romantic or otherwise, in your life since the dissolution of whatever you've had with this person. And with this being the Queen of Pentacles, a lot of you could be Capricorns or another earth sign, so Taurus or Virgo, but most strongly Capricorn, or have a prominent earth sign placement in your natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But you give off this air of being someone who is very reliable and trustworthy and honest and caring. And I think that's very important qualities to have in a relationship. So someone who maybe acted as if they wanted a relationship with you, but then didn't follow through. Once they kind of see what else is out there, they might realize that those qualities are actually kind of rare. It's not easy to find someone who has the qualities that are conducive to a good romantic relationship, and you like them and they like you. It's like being struck by lightning, and I think they have made that realization that the things that you have to offer are rare. But like I said, I do feel like for most of you, you have moved on. And I think for good reason. I don't think that this person is, even if they recognize the ways in which they fumbled you and the things that you have, they still were not following through, and they weren't going to meet your expectations of what you need to feel comfortable and safe in a relationship. And all of this is represented by the next two cards in the spread as well, this Moon and this King of Wands. So the Moon is in between the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands. And I believe, like I said, the Queen of Pentacles represents you. And this King of Wands is this person who's been thinking of you. And with the Moon in between you, the Moon is all about hidden things. So it feels like this person is thinking about you a lot because they feel like there's a lack of closure. I almost feel like you were just like, okay, I'm fed up. Like, you've shown me your true colors. I'm done. I'm not going to play along anymore. And they felt almost blindsided by that, even though I feel like you guys, you, the viewer, the listener, you gave this person an ultimatum. And we're like, if you don't follow through, if you don't do this, I will not date you. It's like they didn't listen to you, and then they didn't do it, and then you left, and they were like, why would they do that? It's like, you're not listening to what I'm saying because you don't actually care about what I want. Is it really the feeling that I get from this? And this person who's thinking of you is represented by the King of Wands, like I said, who is someone that is probably very attractive, and maybe that's what drew you to them, because they can be very fun and kind of life of the party and creative and make you feel like adventurous and more brave than you normally do. Like, they give you an opportunity to step out of your comfort zone. Maybe this person, you had a lot of like first experiences with them, like you tried new things for the first time, or you just had kind of a more exciting time. You went out more, you had more fun memories, and that's nice. But creativity, excitement, those add to a relationship. They can make them a lot more fun, but a relationship needs stability and grounding in order to continue. Otherwise, the flame burns out kind of fast. And I just feel like this person is really fun when they're around, and then it's like they're gone, and you're like, did I imagine you? Like, where are you? You know, it's like, do you only ever think of me when I'm right next to you and you can benefit from my presence, or am I on your mind? And I don't think you were really on their mind when they weren't around you during this time when you had whatever relationship you had it was with this person. But now that you're separated, they're thinking about you a lot, obviously, because that's the theme of this reading. And this person, like I said, is King of Wands. So they could be a fire sign, most strongly Leo, but could have another fire sign or fire sign placement in their natal chart. So Sagittarius, Aries as their sun, moon, rising, Venus. And next to them, we have this 10 of Cups. So to them, they really, like I said, with you being represented by this Juno card, they see you as like spouse material. They see you as marriage material, and they could see you being really happy together and having a family together, because the goddess represented on this 10 of Cups card is Hestia, who is the goddess of like the home. So I definitely feel like they see you as being kind of this emotional fulfillment, like they can see themselves coming home to you and having the family. I get the sense that they're like lonely now, and so they're looking back on what they could have had, and they're like, if I didn't mess up, I could have, come home to them and we could have a family and get married. And the 10 of Cups is a card of emotional fulfillment and kind of these like familial bonds and feeling really close to other people. So this is what they imagine with you, but it's in a deep contrast in comparison to the card that's next to the card that represents you, this 3 of Swords in reverse. Because like I said, the 3 of Swords is heartbreak, but your heartbreak about this is dulled. It feels like you've moved on. It's not really a big deal to you anymore. You're just like, well, it didn't work out. I'm sure someone else will come along. And for them, they're still like 10 of Cups. Like, I still see you as my person. So definitely they are thinking of you. They're still hung up on you emotionally. And with the Knight of Pentacles as your pile marker, I kind of think, this is why I say, I think this is the reason why this relationship didn't work out, is because the Knight of Pentacles represents stability. And like I said, I think this person with this King of Wands energy lacked the kind of stability that you needed as the Queen of Wands in order to feel safe and comfortable in a relationship and have your needs met. And it seems like you express this, and maybe they were like, okay, yeah, I will give you that. I will give you that. They were trying to offer you this giant pentacle that they had, but the Knight of Pentacles is also the slowest knight in the deck. So it feels to me like this person was all talk and they never followed through. It's like they promised you that they would do this or they would do this. They would, they might have said, I'll go to therapy. I'll stop doing this. I'll start cleaning up after myself. Whatever it is that you needed them to do, they said that they would, and then they never actually did. Or maybe they said they would and they did it for like a day to make you happy, and then they just stopped. So there was a lack of consistency and a lack of follow through, which I think is why you really moved on from this person. And so I pulled 2 archetype cards for this pile. The first one is Child Magical, which says, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. And I believe this is how this person sees you. They see you as someone who is, as this Queen of Pentacles energy, is someone who can really find the beauty in the mundane. You make your day-to-day life beautiful and fun and nurturing and comfortable. And you have this kind of childlike reverence for the world around you, and you like to experience new things. And I think that is maybe part of the reason why you were drawn to this person, because they do like to have new and fun and exciting adventures and activities. And so they kind of thought that you were kindred spirits. And I think this is why this person is still like emotionally hung up on you. And I'm not saying that you're not this way. I think you do have this, but you also have a level of groundedness. And the natural curiosity you have from the world still comes with the feeling of needing to be protected from risk. Like, you want to have fun, but you don't want to do it to a point where you feel like you're sacrificing the other parts of your life. Because as this Queen of Pentacles, you are a very balanced person. You see that there's room for luxury and pleasure, but there also is responsibilities, and you find it very important to balance that. Whereas this person is represented more by this hedonist card, which is inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life and celebrates the beauty in yourself. So yes, I think that was part of the reason why you were drawn to this person, and vice versa, is that they do inspire creative energy. They're a really fun person to be around. But the shadow attributes of this card are pursues pleasure to the detriment of health and indulges at the expense of others. So this person can sometimes almost be selfish and like wants to monopolize your time and your energy, and doesn't understand when you're like, I need to take care of these other responsibilities in my life, and doesn't really like help you with that. And so, like I said, I think that's the reason why this thing didn't work out, but you still live in this person's mind rent free. So just so you know, I feel like you probably intuitively know this. Like, you feel like this person knows that they messed up and they're still thinking about you. But like I said, I feel like you've kind of moved on. So good for you. Maintain your inner strength. Know that this person, even though they might recognize the ways in which they messed up now, probably are not going to change in the way that you need them to change in order for this to continue. Pile ones, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 2, the 9 of Swords, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 8 of Swords, Temperance, the Knight of Wands, Justice, and the Knight of Pentacles. For your archetype cards, we got Child, Wounded, and Seeker. All right, my pile 2s. So, who is thinking of you? We actually have 2 people represented in this pile that are thinking of you, which is interesting because we start off the spread with this 8 of Swords, and I believe that this is the energy that you embody. I'm getting that for a lot of you who are watching this pile, you have kind of low self-esteem for whatever reason, and because of that, it's kind of hard for you sometimes to see when people admire you, whether that's they have a crush on you or just people generally in your life who think that you're a really cool person or like would like to get to know more about you or spend more time with you. It's hard for you to see yourself as someone who other people might be interested in just generally. And the 8 of Swords on this card has Persephone on it, and Persephone, if you know the Greek myth, is someone who has to go to the underworld for part of the year. So it feels like people kind of see you as being this bright person who like makes flowers grow. Like, you really bring beauty to the world around you, but they don't understand the depths that you go to or that you have a lot of emotional turmoil or conflict, or you have these times where you end up feeling like you've gone under and you can sink yourself into your own anxiety or depression. It's hard for you to see your way out sometimes, because that's what the Eight of Swords is about, is feeling mentally limited. And so really with this pile, I just feel like for a lot of you, you have a hard time seeing yourself the way that other people see you, which is in this really positive light. And so for the two people we have that are seeing you, we have this Knight of Wands and this Knight of Pentacles. And the cards next to them represent how they kind of see you and think of you. So we start off with Temperance and this Knight of Wands. So this one person who's thinking of you, this Knight of Wands, they could be a fire sign, most strongly Sagittarius, but could also be Aries or Leo, or have a prominent Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo placement in their natal chart, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And this Knight of Wands is someone who is probably around your age. They are very passionate, very creative. They're good at communicating. Probably they're funny, like they can make you laugh. And the goddess represented on this card is a messenger goddess. So I do feel like this is someone who you speak to or really wants to speak to you. Like they want to come forward and have more conversations with you and learn more about you, because they feel like with this goddess riding the rainbow here, you know the saying, you only get the rainbow after it rains. I think they kind of sense that you have this level of emotional depth that you don't really let on to people that frequently, or you don't let people into. And that could be that you had, some kind of traumatic experience in your past that really kind of colors the way that you approach people. Like I get the sense that you're a very kind person, and you're that way because you don't ever want anyone to feel the way that you used to or that you have in the past. You don't want anyone to feel powerless or like they're not heard. And so you kind of have a very kind demeanor. And I think they get the sense of that. Like they feel the outline of that on you, even if they don't know all the details to like color it in. But they see you as someone who has turned this rain, this negative experience in your life, into a rainbow. You have found the ways to make it color your life and found the lessons in it to apply to improve yourself, improve your relationships with other people, whatever it is. And there's also the saying that there's like a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. So they're trying to get around that rainbow. They're trying to understand what that is about you. They want to learn more about you. And also they see you as this treasure that's kind of hard to uncover. So they definitely think really highly of you, actually, and they see you as this Temperance card. And if you notice for this section of the cards, the Temperance, the Knight of Wands, Justice, and the Knight of Pentacles, the Knights are looking towards moving towards the people, the goddesses represented in Temperance and Justice here, but the goddesses are not looking their way. So again, I feel like with this Eight of Swords energy, you don't see that these people are really admiring you or wanting to get closer to you, wanting to talk to you more. And with you being represented by Temperance, you are someone who comes off as really balanced and fair and kind and generous, and someone who doesn't really do extremes. Like you don't seem like you are quick to anger. You seem like you'd much rather like remain calm and get to the bottom of it. Like I think you have very smooth relationships with other people because you are kind of laid back and easygoing, but not in a doormat kind of way. You have this sense of you're able to see the big picture and not get hung up on like tiny details. Like you like I went to the grocery store the other day, and this one lady was like yelling at someone in line because she thought the person behind her was standing too close to her. I was just thinking, like, I can't imagine living my life in a way where I would be like upset because I think the person behind me is like standing too close to me, and enough that I would like start yelling and throwing a fit. It's like, I don't know why I would work myself up that much. And listen, I understand not wanting someone to be that close to you, but there's like a better way to go about it than immediately going like on the attack and being, screaming and yelling. It's like you're the one who's working yourself up and causing these issues for yourself. And what I'm saying is I don't feel like you, the viewers of this pile, are that type of person at all. And I think you have a level of patience and understanding, and you're kind of able to see through like things for what they are and be like, this won't matter in like an hour, so you're very laid back, very chill, but you also are really good at communication with the conch shells on this. It's like when you hold up a conch shell to your ear and you can hear the sounds of the ocean. I feel like you're able to really understand things about them. Like, you're very observational. You can hear things about people. You can feel the remnants like of their past when you're talking to them and kind of get a sense of who they are in a way that other people don't necessarily have the grasp of. And also with the peacock in the background here, I feel like, although you don't see this about yourself, like I said with this Eight of Swords, I feel like you are a very unique person and you have something special about you that makes you stand out. Like, whether that's physically, I do think that you catch people's eyes physically because you have features that are maybe like different or very prominent, but in an interesting way. And also your energy is a lot different than the average person's. And that's what draws people to you, because even though you're calm, it feels like you have a lot going on under the surface and you have a lot of like exciting things to say or interesting things to say about yourself, and you have like a very unique point of view. And that's what this Knight of Wands character really likes about you and why they want to communicate with you more. And then the second person who's thinking of you is this Knight of Pentacles. And this person I feel like is probably more quiet. This one is a little bit more observational in the same way that you are than this Knight of Wands. So maybe this person doesn't even talk to you as much, but they definitely feel like more like acts of service. Like, instead of just trying to like talk to you all the time, they probably try to do little things to like help you out, or be like, oh, I heard that you needed this, so I got it for you. And for a lot of you, I do think that maybe these people have like crushes on you and you don't see that. But for others of you, it could just be that these are people who want to be friends with you, or kind of acquaintances who just want to get to know you better because they think you're fun to be around. But with this Knight of Pentacles, it definitely feels like they are more just like feeling you out. Like, they would rather get to know you a little more before they really try to like ingratiate themselves into your life. And so they're trying very slowly to like kind of build on the relationship. And they do that by being like, would you like to go have lunch? Or do you need someone to like go print out this thing for you? They're very like acts of service-y, and they see you as this Justice card, which is also, with Temperance, a card of kind of balance and being very fair. So again, people really do see you as a balanced individual. I think you have a good head on your shoulders, what I just heard. People say that about you, I think, behind your back. And but you also find the balance between kind of, being like very responsible and being fun and kind of being able to experience new things. So I think a lot of people see this duality in you and how will you blend it together. And people really respect that you are a kind and fair person, because like I said, I do think for a lot of you, you've had some kind of traumatic experience in your past that makes you much more patient and much more kind than maybe people who have not experienced similar things. And with the Justice card here, definitely you have an eye on fairness. You could be someone who's really invested in like social causes. Like, you care a lot about like social movements and things like that. And I think people admire that about you, that you have very strong morals, is what I just heard. And with Temperance and Justice as the cards that represent you in the eyes of these people that are thinking about you, you could be either a Sagittarius or a Libra, or have a prominent Sagittarius or Libra placement in your natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And with this Nine of Swords as your pile marker, I think this kind of goes hand in hand with the Eight of Swords, because the Nine of Swords is a card of anxiety and restlessness and kind of grief. And so I feel like this Eight of Swords feeling you have of maybe not being seen, or feeling like you're not really connecting with people, or feeling like people don't see you, or they don't understand you, or people not seeing how other people see you, sometimes gives you anxiety, especially at night. I'm hearing when you're like alone in your bed, this can be something that haunts you. You feel like, will anyone ever like really appreciate me for who I am, or see me for who I am? And I think people do. It's just hard for you to, I think you already have a conception of yourself as someone who is not being seen, as someone who is maybe undeserving of being seen or cared for in some kind of way. And because of that, it's hard for you to see when people actually do, because it feels like a trap is what I just heard. Because that's also what's represented by the Eight of Swords, is feeling trapped, or feeling of a trap. So it almost feels like, if I trust this, am I instilling myself with false hope is what I'm hearing. But so I do think you have anxiety about the way that people perceive you, or if these people have crushes on you. And I do think for a lot of you, maybe these two people do have crushes on you. Specifically when it comes to your romantic life, you might have a lot of anxiety about feeling like you'll never find a person who really genuinely likes you for whatever reason. And that's not the case. These people see all of these beautiful qualities in you. So it might behoove you to kind of sit down and think about the qualities that you have that you really like, that you admire in other people also, because a lot of the times the qualities that we like in other people are qualities that we possess. And when we can recognize, like, yeah, I like that about this person, then that's also something that people could like about me. And it might open your eyes a little bit more to people being like very interested in you as a person, whether that's romantically, platonically, whatever. So for your first archetype card, we got Child Wounded, which says awakens compassion and desire to serve other wounded children, opens the learning path of forgiveness. So I do think that this represents you and how people see you. Like I said, you do have this kind of tinge of something beneath the surface, like you've been through something that has really sharpened your worldview and made you a kinder, more patient person. And also with the quilt being on this card, and also on the Nine of Swords card, quilts in particular could be important to the viewers of this pile. So that might be another clue that this pile is really meant for you if you feel like you have a strong memory of a quilt. But also, something else that I'm hearing with quilt here is quilts are often, made of scraps. It's like taking the things that feel like no longer serviceable or usable and kind of stitching them together in this kind of like painstaking way to make it so that way not only is it usable, but it's kind of loved and cherished because it came from all these scraps, these disparate parts. And I think that's also kind of how people see you. They see you as someone who's maybe been torn down and you put yourself back together again. And the way that you have put yourself together is very charming and effectual and cozy. And I think people definitely see that in you. And I think that you tend to inspire other people to kind of approach the world and the people around them with compassion. And that's something that these people, this Knight of Wands and this Knight of Pentacles, really admire about you. So your second archetype card says Seeker, which says thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. And I think this represents the two people that are thinking about you, but in particular, this Knight of Wands person, because both of these knights are very curious people who are kind of on a journey to learn more about you, to deepen their relationship with you, to kind of figure out what you're about. And so they do have a thirst for the truth and a desire to kind of be on this path towards you. And I think that you should kind of start thinking about the ways in which other people might admire you. Really, I'm feeling very strongly that this pile, this might sound corny to some of you, but I would say if you have friends, if you have good friends, maybe ask them, what are some qualities that you like about me? And see what they say, because it might kind of open your eyes to the ways in which other people are perceiving you and the qualities that you possess that other people find very attractive, romantically or platonically. And I think being able to kind of see yourself from other people's eyes and not through this lens of self-deprecation and self-loathing that it seems like a lot of you have will really kind of make you appreciate who you are more and see the ways that other people also appreciate that about you. All right, my pile twos, that is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 3, the 10 of Cups, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the 7 of Cups, the High Priestess, the Knight of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Lovers. For your archetype cards, we got Father and Midas, Miser. All right, my pile 3s. So who is thinking of you? We start off your spread with this 7 of Cups, and this is a card that represents how the person who is thinking of you sees you. With this 7 of Cups, they see you as someone who has a ton of really attractive, seductive qualities. So they think that you're beautiful, you're smart, you are accomplished, you are interesting, you're creative, you have talents, you have stability. You have all of these things to offer, and you definitely are not going to share them with someone who is beneath you or someone who is not on the same level in any kind of way. But this person daydreams about you a lot also with the 7 of Cups, because it can also indicate a card of daydreaming or kind of having fantasies about a specific person. So I definitely feel like because you have all of these qualities, they're very attracted to you, they're very interested in you, they have these fantasies, and in particular they have fantasies about like being with you long term. Like this is definitely, without a doubt, 100% a romantic pile. You have someone who has a crush on you. For a lot of you, I feel like you could have recently started dating this person, or you could kind of be dating them now. But for others of you, this person is just someone who has a crush on you, and they kind of do see you as this kind of wish fulfillment like person who has all of these qualities that they've, like if they've made a list of their qualities that their ideal partner has, you have all of them, and they definitely are very attracted to you because of that. And they also see you as this High Priestess energy, which is someone who is very intuitive. So definitely I feel like they feel like you see through them. Like they feel like they're very obvious around you, or you can just see to parts of them that other people can't, or you read them very easily. Like they might think that they're hiding their emotions well, but you can pick up on it immediately, or just kind of feel it intuitively. And I think they know that, and it makes them a little bit nervous is what I'm hearing. They're like, I can't really hide around this person. They're gonna know exactly how I feel about them. So I feel like if this person is someone who has a crush on you, definitely they have a hard time hiding it. And they might not even be doing anything like particularly obvious. Like they might not have even asked you out, but you can just feel it like energetically, like you just know intuitively. And also they see you as a very smart person, because the High Priestess is someone who has a lot of hidden knowledge. And they also see you as someone who has a particular like feminine energy. Like definitely they see you as someone who emotionally is very intelligent, alongside, like practical, like scholarly knowledge. They see you as being a very smart person. For a lot of you, you could be Cancers or have a prominent Cancer placement in your natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. And with you being represented by this major arcana card, they definitely see you as someone who is like very evolved and just on a higher level than the people around you, or the other people that they have maybe dated in the past or had a crush on in the past. They feel like you fulfill more of the check boxes of like the list of the ideal partner than anyone else they've ever met. And so they are very strongly interested in you. Like I said, for a lot of you, I do feel like maybe you already are dating this person, but kind of freshly. I don't feel like this is a pile of people who have like been with this specific person for a long time. But if you are in a relationship with someone and this resonates, then it could be that this is a person that you are already in a relationship with and you have been for a while. They are being represented by this Knight of Cups. And what I'm hearing is that they could be like very good with animals, or animals are drawn to them, like animals and babies is what I'm hearing. And I think if you are dating this person, seeing that is something that kind of makes you melt. Like if you went and visited like your friends that had a baby recently or something, and you watch them hold the baby and the baby just like loves them, you're like, oh, like they would actually be like a really good parent. And with father as an archetype card here, if you are interested in dating men or interested in men romantically, this person could be a really good father specifically, but this is not, like a gendered reading. This can apply to any sexual orientation, any gender that you are interested in. But for a lot of you, I do feel like this is kind of a masculine person who has a very like affectionate energy and like is very good with babies and animals. And you can see that they would make a good father if you wanted to do that. But you can just see that generally, like they have the level of responsibility and care and affection, and they know how to take care of people that have less resources or are more reliant on other people taking care of them, which is a really nice trait to have in any kind of partner, even if you don't want kids. Like I personally do not want children, but if I were going to kind of create a life with someone, I would want it to be with someone who hypothetically would make a good parent. So another thing about this person is that they are very romantic, or they're a little bit sappy. Like probably they secretly watch rom-coms. They could be the type to kind of like write you a love letter, and they could have a lot of pets, like I said. They also have, I'm hearing that they have like a hidden talent, like something that surprised you about them that you just, this reminds me, I have a friend named Kate, and she everything that she tells me about herself surprises me, because she's this really gorgeous, like beautiful, like almost blonde Barbie type of girl. And she told me she was the captain of her chess club in high school. And I was like, that is so cute and interesting and kind of unexpected based on the kind of person she is. But it just makes her more interesting. It makes her more intriguing that she has all these different kind of facets about her, and she has these things about her that she's really interested in and passionate about that maybe you wouldn't expect that she has talent in. And I kind of feel like that's how this person who is thinking of you is also like I feel like there's a lot to like about this person, and they are pretty emotionally available and they're honest. And I definitely think that they're sweet on you. It's just what I heard. Sweet on you. That's such an antiquated thing to say, but they just, I think you make them feel a little bit giddy. And with this Ace of Cups next in your spread, this is what they want to offer you. They want to come forward and offer you they want to be truthful with you about what their feelings are. They want to have this kind of reciprocal, emotional, romantic thing. They want to start off a beautiful relationship with you. And that's why I say for a lot of you, I feel like maybe you just started dating this person, or they just have a crush on you at this moment. But if you are in an established relationship, I feel like that could probably also apply to your person, and they just really value kind of the open communication and keeping the feeling of like giddiness or newness that comes with a new relationship. Like they still want you to feel like you're in a honeymoon phase and you're still kind of like really like sweet on each other, and you haven't gotten to a place of complacency, because I don't think you have to, even as relationships progress, you don't have to reach a point of complacency. You can still keep romance and magic and kind of the butterfly feeling alive. And I think that is very important to this person, because they are a romantic, so cute, but they want to go from this Ace of Cups to the Lover's card, which is the card of soulmates and really strong, powerful romantic relationships, whereas Ace of Cups is just kind of the beginning of one. So they really want to build on this relationship with you. They see you as someone they could be with long term, and they also see you as someone who's being really beautiful, with Venus being represented on this Lover's card. They see you as the epitome of beauty and definitely someone they could love long term. They see you, this is very sweet. I can't stop smiling watching this. So with your pile marker being the 10 of Cups, also we have the Ace of Cups, in your spread. So we go from the Ace to the 10. That's a full thing. They want to go through it all with you. They want to spend a lot of time with you and go through the phases of relationship with you. They want to learn to get to know you. They want to have they want to have, your first argument and resolve it and realize that you can get through anything together. They want to have all the different shades that make up a relationship of two people who really know each other. And another message I'm hearing with this 10 of Cups, because we have the people on this card are doing the YMCA, I'm hearing very strongly that you or this person who is thinking of you could have the initials Y and M in particular in their name, more so than CNA, although CNA can also count, but most strongly Y and M, because we have Y obviously on this card, and then also on the High Priestess card, this person is kind of doing the same Y hand gesture. And then we also have M on the 10 of Cups card. And then with the Lovers card at the end of your spread, Venus is kind of doing the M gesture as well. So Y and M in particular could be the initials of you or this person. And they, with the 10 of Cups, they see you as someone who they have a lot of fun with, that they can be really happy with, even in the simple moments, like just waking up and sitting down at the table and having a cup of coffee with you is really emotionally fulfilling for them. And they can see themselves doing that with you, and they really value you and the time that they spend with you. And the more that they get to know about you, the deeper they fall, is what I'm hearing. So with the archetype cards, like I said, the first one is Father, which says talent for creating and supporting life, positive guiding light within a tribal unit. So I do think that this is representative of the person that's thinking about you. Even if they're not a man or a father, they could kind of have the energy of like a good father, someone who takes charge, who can plan things, and who is very protective and guiding, and wants to make sure that the people that they care about are taken care of, but in a really kind, nurturing way. And like I said, for a lot of you, I do think that this is someone who like babies and animals love, and you could watch them and be like, wow, they'd be such a good parent. And I think that's kind of a clue as to who this person is, and also one of the things that attracts you to this person, because I just heard for some of you, you maybe have dated people in the past who express interest in like something long term with you, and maybe they were like, we could have a family one day, and you were like, I don't think this person would be a good parent. I don't think they'd be a good parent. And that might have been like kind of a realization for you, because the qualities of a good parent are also qualities that lend themselves to being with someone long term. There's patience involved, there's emotional intelligence, there's protectiveness, in a sense of sacrifice and compromise that really great parents have, which are also really good to have as a partner in a romantic relationship. So your second archetype card is Midas, Miser, which says entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything into gold, delight in sharing life searches. And I think that this is kind of how they see you with this 7 of Cups and this High Priestess. They see you as someone who just has, because you have such a strong sense of self and are knowledgeable about your life, and you have all of these amazing qualities, they see you as someone who can kind of get through anything or make things happen for yourself. Like, they also have this knowledge that they really have to like be on top of their game in order to, this is what they're thinking, to be worthy of you. And you might not feel that way about yourself necessarily, but they feel like you have so many qualities and you can really like make your life what you want it. So why should they they're thinking, why should they choose me? And they have a desire to impress you and, like I said, maintain kind of the honeymoon romance in the relationship. It's very cute. Congratulations, my piled threes. That is it for your reading. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care. If you selected pile 4, the 3 of Pentacles, welcome to your reading. Your tarot cards are the Fool, the Devil, the Empress in reverse, the 9 of Swords, and the 5 of Wands. For your archetype cards, we got Storyteller and Child Eternal. All right, my pile 4s. So who is thinking of you? This, to me, gives very, very strong X energy. And in particular, with this Fool card starting off the spread, this is someone that you kind of entered into a relationship with a lot of excitement. They felt maybe different than the people you've dated in the past. I'm also hearing that they could have dressed uniquely. Like, there's just something about them that's a lot different than the people that you've dated previously, and maybe that's what attracted you to this person. But I'm also hearing, for a lot of you, this person could have love bombed you in the beginning, or kind of like immediately been like, I'm really into you, I want to, like have a long-term relationship with you. And it's good for people to kind of express how they feel or how they want to be with you, but it feels to me like this was kind of like feigned intimacy. Like, it was way too early to be kind of like having these kind of conversations, and this person was just trying to get you to be like emotionally invested as soon as possible. They could have been an Aquarius or had a prominent Aquarius placement in their natal chart, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But overall, it feels like this person, there's a sense of duality to where I think you thought you were entering into a relationship with one person, and it ended up being a lot different than you had anticipated based on this energy that they showed you in the beginning, which was this very like adventurous, almost like free-spirited, like let's enter into the same because I really like you and I want to give it a chance. And then it turned into this devil energy that's represented in the next card of your spread. And the devil is about feeling chained to the things that don't serve you or aren't good for you, feeling trapped, feeling like you've accidentally gotten yourself into circumstances that feel difficult to escape. And also, in particular with this card, I'm hearing that for some of you, this person could have cheated on you, and you found out about it, or just generally there's a sense of like codependence here, or them kind of making you feel like you need to rely on them and then not giving you the support that you need, and making it difficult for you to see a way out or see that you have the ability to like be fine by yourself. Like, I'm hearing very strongly that this person messed with your self-esteem a lot, and that might not have even been like necessarily intentional on their end, like not like they were insulting you, but the way that they treated you made you feel really insecure. And also coming through in this card in the middle of your spread, this Empress in reverse, because I think the person that you are deep down is actually the Empress upright. You are someone who has a lot of love to give to yourself and other people. Maybe you have a sense of confidence. You're probably very physically attractive. You're good at making things happen. You're not afraid to put into work. You can be creative. You probably like art and beauty and pleasure and songs and films and good food, and you have, a strong sense of self, and you really do care deeply for the people around you. But this is coming out in reverse, and so I get the sense, definitely in reverse, that the Empress represents insecurity or lack of confidence, and I feel like it's because of the way this person treated you. Like I said, for a lot of you, I feel like they could have cheated on you and it blindsided you. For others of you, they started off like love bombing you, and then it's almost like you got knocked off of your pedestal is what I'm really hearing. Like a flip switch, and suddenly you weren't like the best thing in the world to them anymore, and you started wondering, what am I doing wrong? Because they liked me so much before. And so it really kind of shattered your self-confidence and your ability to feel like you had control in love, because the Empress also can represent love and romance. So in reverse, it indicates feeling like it's out of your control. And the Devil is also a feeling of being like out of control or not having control over the situation. And another thing that I'm hearing, like I said, I think for a lot of you, this person could have cheated on you, because the Devil can indicate kind of like dark sexual things. And I feel like for a lot of you, cheating is a firm boundary that you would not want people to break. And with the Empress in reverse, this can indicate a lack of fidelity. So either way, this is someone that you have been entangled with in the past. I definitely believe romantically, sexually, whatever, you had a fling with them, you were in a relationship with them, and It started off really great and seemed fresh and exciting, and they're probably really nice to you and treated you differently than you've been treated in the past. And because of that, you kind of went into it and you maybe became attached to this person really quickly, and then they betrayed you in some kind of way, whether that's why they started treating you a lot differently and not in a kind way, or they cheated on you, whatever it is. And it really kind of shattered your self-concept and your ability to feel safe or like you're making good choices in your love life and your confidence. And because of that, you have been kind of in this Nine of Swords energy of feelings of anxiety, feelings of nightmares. It feels really heavy, honestly. It feels like you were stuck for a long time. And with the goddess on this card is the one who's kind of hovering over this person who's hugging their pillow and crying and feeling upset. And so I feel like this is almost how they felt like they liked this sense of control that they felt over you, which is not a good thing, because relationships should not be about control. They should be about reciprocation and sacrifice and compromise. And this person didn't want that from you. They just wanted you to kind of minimize yourself to be the thing that they wanted, even if it was sacrificing all of the things that made you who you were, your levels of confidence, your creativity, your joy, your passionate streak, whatever that is. Me in the spread with this Five of Wands, and I think that this is really like a positive transition for you. This is you kind of coming back into your power and getting your spark back and being able to stand up for yourself, because the Five of Wands can be a card of combat, and it feels like before you were almost beaten down and didn't really see the way that you could remove yourself from being attached to this person. And so now you're like, actually, I'll explode on you. I have all this fire, I have all this built up energy in me that you made me minimize, that you made me forget about, that you made me hide from myself, and now it's ready to explode, and I'm ready to unleash it and kind of embrace this fiery energy back into my life and get back to the person that I was before you broke me down, before you betrayed me, before you made me second guess myself and my abilities and who I am and my choices when it comes to love. And I think that this person is thinking about you a lot because they kind of see that in you. And they do find that attractive about you. I mean, I think these qualities that are represented by the Empress card and the Five of Wands are things that maybe drew them to you in the first place, but it was also the things that they wanted control over. And so now that I think you're stepping back into your power, they're still thinking about you, and they think about you quite frequently with this Devil card here, because this can be a card of obsession. But I don't think that this, like I said, I don't think that this is a healthy relationship. I don't think that this person deserves to have access to you in any kind of way, but I do get the sense that they are very possessive in a toxic way, and that is the reason why they are thinking of you so much. And with the Three of Pentacles as your pile marker, for some of you, you could have met this person through work. Like maybe they were a coworker, or they were someone who came into your job, or you came into their job, vice versa. And A, B, and C could be initials of either you or this person. And what else am I hearing? Again, Three of Pentacles is a card about putting someone on a pedestal and being able to work together. And I do get the sense, like I said, for a lot of you, this person at first did make you feel really special and appreciated and put you on a pedestal. And then you got knocked off, and then you felt like, well, what did I do to deserve this change in behavior? What did I do to deserve this betrayal? And it made you really second guess yourself. And I think that really kind of encapsulates the overall energy of who this person is, and their feeling of having that level of control over your perception of yourself and your life was gratifying to them, because this person is like possessive and toxic, and that is why they're thinking of you so much. So your first archetype card says Storyteller, which says ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols, but the shadow attribute for this is making up tales that harm others. And I think that this represents this person. For a lot of you, they are liars. They could have lied to you about something and you uncovered it, and that's what made you feel that way. For others of you, I'm even hearing like gaslighting, because sometimes love bombing and gaslighting really go hand in hand, and so it kind of shattered your confidence or your ability to kind of like trust what was being said in the relationship. And for others of you, I'm hearing that this person cheated on you, and then when you found out, they tried to lie about it and be like, I don't know where that earring came from, or I don't know what you're talking about. I was with my friends the whole time, and it was like a double whammy to be like, first of all, not only did you like betray me, but you're going to sit here and lie to me about it. And like you would have gone on just knowing that you were doing this to me and trying to make me feel crazy for like uncovering it. But like I said, that's for a select few of you. I don't think that necessarily all of you were cheated on, but I do think all of you experienced this kind of toxic relationship that you had with this particular person. And I do think for the majority of you, this is an ex-romantic partner or an ex-fling. But for some of you, this could have even been like a friend who betrayed you in some kind of way, and or who cut you down a lot and made you kind of question your self-confidence. And now that you've had time to distance yourself or had time to reflect on the situation, you're kind of stepping back into your power. And that is why this person is really thinking about you a lot, because they have this desire of control and in a really like dystopian, despotic kind of way. So your second archetype card is Child Eternal, which says determination to remain young in body, mind and spirit, and ability to see things with fresh eyes. The shadow attribute for this is inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. So I feel like this represents you. You are the Child Eternal. And I think that's who you are when you're like really in your full self. You're someone who sees things with fresh eyes. You're someone who maintains the youthful joy, who maintains curiosity about the world, and is able to tap into pleasure and love and care for other people in the way that a child is. Which is a really positive thing to have. But with the shadow attributes on this, it says extreme dependency on others, and I think that's coming through with this devil card, because the devil is about dependency on things that don't serve you or are not good for you. And I think that this person made you feel, like I said, very attached to them, and then they kind of removed your ability to feel secure with them, which did cause you to kind of lose parts of yourself. But I think that you are stepping back into that power, and you're getting back that light that feels like was snuffed out by this person, and that's a really beautiful place to be. So they are thinking of you, but you were better off without this person, and it seems like you know that, and maybe you're slowly working your way there. So continue on your journey and just know that this person will never have the qualities that you have, because you care for people out of the kindness of your heart, whereas they just want control. And people respect people who respect other people. So you're doing fine. You're a lovely person. You have lovely attributes, and you will find your way back to yourself. And that is it for my pile of fours. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I put out a new video once a week. Thank you. Take care.